All right, there's really not much to say tonight. Obviously, we didn't do anything well enough to deserve to win. Certainly didn't coach well enough. Just didn't do anything well enough. So give them credit. They're better than we were tonight. Certainly the better team. And, we just all got to do a better job. So I don't know what else there is to say.
Bill, when you think about Lamar Jackson and you see him on tape and then you see him live, is there a big difference?
He's good on tape. He's good on tape.
I'm talking about more like the speed, though. Do you get a better sense of it when you play him? Will this help your team if they have to see him again, having played him in this circumstance?
Yeah, I don't know. Right now they're not on our schedule, so I'm not really worried about that.
Bill, uncharacteristic, self-inflicted mistakes, especially on that first drive. It looked like you had him held to a field goal. How important was that? The mistakes tonight.
Yeah, there were a lot. We did a lot of things that need to be better. Like I said, could have coached better, could have played better. All that would have helped us.
Well, can I ask, I was just curious if you had considered going for it on fourth down before halftime, or what your thought process was there.
Yeah, we thought about it. We took the points.
Is that, for you, related to getting the ball coming out in the second half, or does that not factor, or it does?
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
Bill, what are your thoughts on Mohamed Sanu's development in his second week with the offense now?
Just what I said. We've all got to do a better job. That includes everybody. So, period.
So coming back, even fighting back from 17-0, anything good in that in your mind?
Yeah, we competed out there. It wasn't good enough. So we've all got to do a better job, starting with me.
The things that you have to do strategically with Jackson, how much does that leave you vulnerable to other things they can do offensively?
Yeah, I don't know. They have a lot of good players. They're well coached, so they have a lot of weapons.
Did their offense pretty much show you what you were expecting, or was it any new wrinkles?
Yeah, they always have a couple new wrinkles, yeah. They do that every week.
Did they give you anything defensively? Tom took a fair amount of pressure tonight. Anything defensively in terms of blitzes that gave the offensive line and the blocking scheme trouble?
I wouldn't say there was they had one adjustment for the game, but yeah, I mean, look, in the end, we just have to coach better and play better.
Bill was in no mood. Coach Harbaugh is probably in a good mood.
It's a really good accomplishment to beat a team of that caliber, and we're proud to do it. And we know it's just one game, and just half the season is over. That's it. We have half the season still to go. So there's a lot of stories still to be written, and we're moving on to the next game. Okay? Anybody got anything? No questions. We're good.
Coach, you talked about the decision on 4th and 4 to go for. What was your thinking there? Out of Tucker's range, or?
It was a tough field goal at that point. We could have. I think Tuck could have got it there, but it was beyond our number. Our number was pretty well short of that, and we felt like just to give ourselves the best chance, we'd try to go ahead and get the fourth down, and give our players all the credit in the world for making it. Lamar, Willie, the protection to make that play was probably the play that turned the game. Matter of fact, Willie Snead got a game ball for that.
Then you put up plays that turn the game. How important was the Andrews completion on third down? Your defense had been on the field so many straight plays, and that looked to be if you didn't get that, would have been 3 and out.
That's a big one. He should have gotten the game ball. Throw by Lamar. Again, the protection was there, and make that play. Tight coverage. I mean, he's covered. He's like a glove. And he goes up and makes that play.
All right, having some issues there, but John Harbaugh pretty much tried to do what Bill Belichick was doing from a different direction.
Nobody can do what Bill Belichick
well, that's fair.
does.
Fair enough. But they're trying not to make too big a deal out of this one particular game. However, If you are the Ravens and you do have a young quarterback and you're trying to establish a culture, a personality for your squad, what does this win do for you?
This does a lot for you when you're playing against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and this team that is undefeated. And actually, if they win this game, they now have a 3 or 2 game separation on everyone chasing them to make the playoffs go through Foxborough.
Right.
So now the Baltimore Ravens close that gap. The Baltimore Ravens also show they have the talent, they have the scheme and the template to win against the New England Patriots, which is just huge for them.
They have the winless Bengals next week on the road to the Ravens.
Tough.
That's going to be a tough one. We'll see what happens. But then the Patriots are on a bye after their first loss. They go into the week, and Bill can simmer a little bit more on that. Ryan, appreciate the time, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Michael Lees, John Buchacross here on SportsCenter. It's a final in Baltimore as the Ravens take down the Patriots 37-20, handing New England his first loss of the season. And Bucci, this was a matchup of a young quarterback with a different style and, of course, maybe the greatest athlete of all time in the NFL going head-to-head. But it was a young squad that came out on top.
Yeah, the Ravens ran the ball right down their throat. Michael, you go talk to Ryan Clark. Here comes the highlight of the Patriots. Undefeated season no more. As Michael mentioned, there it is. Brady, the vet, on the left. And Lamar Jackson, number 8. The Patriots have won 21 straight games against quarterbacks in their first or second year. Watch it right here. Not going anywhere anyways. Completely surrounded, really for no gain. Instead, the Ravens lead 24-13. And this was big here, 4th and 4. We saw John Harbaugh say earlier in the year, we're going to go for it all year. We're going to be aggressive. Get the best kicker in the world, but he goes for it. This is unbelievable. What? Kyle Van Noy cannot believe what just happened. He thought he had outside containment. He thinks he's got help on the inside. One move by Jackson, slices and dices. It's a 4-point game, though, still. Fourth quarter, hold them to a field goal maybe, but they don't. Jackson to Nick Boyle. And the Ravens looking really good. It's 30-20. The Patriots have time for a couple of scores. Brady deep. Earl Thomas is there. Picks it off. Kind of a wish play there by Brady. Still a 10-point game. It's 9:46 to go. 3rd and 4, a big first down. Jackson, 17 of 23. They didn't ask him to do a lot, only 163 yards. And here he is. I'll keep it, and I'll take it right to the goal line. One more touchdown would just about ice it. 3rd and goal. Looks like he is completely stopped there. Looks like the Patriots are pulling him back. But what we couldn't see is being pulled the other way. It was tug of war. And the Ravens won every tug of war in this game. They rushed for 210 yards. And they beat the Patriots 37-20, first loss of the year. They've now won 11 straight home games in prime time, tied for the second longest streak by any team over the last 15 years. The only team with a longer streak was the Saints. You just know prime time, these teams are really tough to beat. They seem to win them all. Michael with Ryan Clark on the Patriots' first loss of the season.
All right, Bucci, yeah, it was an impressive performance from the home team, to say the least, Ryan, because they're going up against not just the Patriots and Bill Belichick and that whole deal, but, oh, yeah, the number 1 rated defense in the entire NFL. How were they able to do this?
Well, the thing we've seen where teams were able to run on them, but they've been getting beat so badly they had to turn to the pass. We watched the Cleveland Browns move the ball. And from the beginning of the game, it was using Lamar Jackson in the run game as a pitcher, as a reader. Here, Kyle Van Noy is the read man. He's the option guy. You get to him and you pitch the ball off of him. Now Patrick Ricard can get a lead block, and we also see that the lineman was able to get to the second level. Here, Pat Ricard's going to block down. That leaves Jamie Collins free off the end. He has to read Gus Edwards and Lamar Jackson. If he comes too tight, Lamar Jackson pulls it, and he gets outside. When you have a quarterback that can do the things running the football that Lamar Jackson can, you just have to buy into it. You just have to say, we're not going to make you a pocket passer. We're not going to take these things away from you, and that's exactly what John Harbaugh and the Ravens did tonight, and it worked to perfection, especially early.
And Mark Ingram goes for 115 yards, part of that rushing attack as well, and he's standing by with Donnie Rossini.
All right, I'm here with Mark Ingram. Mark, the New England Patriots came into your stadium undefeated. What statement did the Baltimore Ravens make today?
Man, we have confidence in our football team. We know they're a great team, great players, great coach, greatest ever, at quarterback. So we knew we had our, work cut out for us, but we grinded hard all week, executed our game plan. The big boys up front blocked them, and we was able to make some plays.
Mark, your run game the game planning from the start. What was working for you guys, and how were you able to be so successful with it?
Man, like I said, man, our guys up front, fullbacks, tight ends, they're the special group. They're one of the best in the league, man. And receivers blocking downfield. Our coaches coming up with great game plans, great schemes for us. And, man, we were able to execute. We were able to make our adjustments on the fly, and we had some success, man. They're a great team. We knew we had to be playing at our best in order to get a W.
You played with a talented quarterback in Drew Brees, and now you've got Lamar Jackson here. What kind of quarterback is this guy?
Man, he's special, man. I feel like he's going to be one of the greatest one day. He could do everything that you ask of him on the field, his intangibles off the field, the leadership, the determination, the drive to be great, the leadership, once again, and just not to let his teammates down. He's humble, and he just works. He's only going to keep getting better.
Biggest win of the Baltimore Ravens season tonight?
Yeah, because it was the next one. It was the biggest win because it was the next one. So hopefully we get a bigger win next week.
All right, guys, back to you.
Yeah, each win is the biggest win because it is the latest one. Hope to hear from Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, John Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, all coming up here on SportsCenter. But let's go back to the other side of this ball for Baltimore, and that was the defense. We got to give them credit as well. What they did to Tom Brady, not just the entire night, Ryan, but at specific moments.
Well, it was very important in the second half. This team had cut this game close, and you are waiting for Tom Brady and this offense to make a play. Here you're going to see them get the ball to Julian Edelman, and we've seen the way that these guys execute in the second half of games in the crucial moments. There's a fumble, and Marlon Humphrey has been Johnny on the spot all season. He had a touchdown return of a fumble against the Seattle Seahawks. Here you see the sprint champion again. It's a little jog because when you're that far ahead, it's a little bit easier. And now you have a free agent pickup in the offseason, Earl Thomas, and this is why you get him. He's a guy who's played center field his whole life. And now when you have Ed Reed, the best center fielder to maybe ever play the game, especially for the Baltimore Ravens watching on the sideline, it had to be a bad flashback for Tom Brady.
And there was another moment where Earl Thomas almost stopped a near touchdown for the Patriots with the key play there as well. Ryan, appreciate it as always. We mentioned reaction